What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you another guide, and this time we are covering the Dragon Slayer weapon. It is an awakening weapon that is almost as good as Dandy, but not quite. So we're going to take a look at what it is, how you get it, what you need to do in order to get one, and is it the right weapon for you, as it might not be for everyone. So first of all, I do have one ready to roll. What is the Dragon Slayer weapon? It's a craftable awakening weapon, and it's very, very similar to the Dandelion weapon, except that it comes up one sheet AP short. So if we take a look at a, granted this is for Lawn, and then I've got a pry for DK, but if we take a look at damage base 84 to 95, which has a total of, if I took it off instead of my pen, it'd be down 37. And then you see 86 to 95 here on the Dandelion at Pry, and it'd be a damage down of 36, which results in a one sheet AP difference between Dandelion. First thing to cover is that important? Yeah, it honestly probably is, but it depends on how you play the game and what your goals are in the game. Ultimately, if you are a little bit more casual playing and you don't see yourself really pushing to super ultra high AP, 261 plus, things like that, that it's not going to matter. If you do want to progress and you're definitely into maxing amount, you definitely want to not necessarily stick with this weapon. It does take quite a bit to create this weapon. I'm going to show you what it takes to get it, as I did make one, but it's ultimately going to want to be replaced by Dandelion if you want to be the best of the best, and the reason for that is one sheet AP is going to matter. There are absolutely instances where you're going to crack 264 AP and you're going to sit here, man, if I had one more AP, I'd hit that next AP bracket, and it'll make a difference. In the grand scheme of things, if you're not hardcore playing or you want to maybe work on something as a stepping stone while you're trying to get your Dandelion and kind of do it in between, that's not a bad idea, and the reason for that is because this is actually a really great fail stacking tool, which is what I created mine for. It's an incredible piece of gear to use for fail stacking, and the reasons for that are two things. One, before it hits the pry level, you can actually choose to enhance it for enhance or durability, just like a green item, but the percentages and odds are the same as it would be for any piece of gear, boss weapon or otherwise. Once it gets to pry level, you can still use it to fail stack, and the great thing about repairing these things is it doesn't it can use, but it doesn't have to use memory fragments like your normal boss gear would, which helps out a whole lot. So you can see max durability, repair, and it lists right there. Refined black energy residue, memory fragment are the same weapon, of course. Refined black energy residue is this item right here, which is created by these black energy residues. You take 25 of these and you use a worker in the Duvenkroon area, which I'll show you in just a second, to combine 25 of these, and it'll create one of these. One of these will repair 5 durability of the Dragon Slayer weapon. So once you have this weapon, you've noticed, I'm sure you have black energy residue in your inventory already, because you do get these from Valencia, Duvenkroon, grind spots, just anywhere. They drop a whole lot higher in Duvenkroon or the Drigan area than anywhere else. You can get a ton of them there, and there's some dailies to get them, which we'll get into as well. So you're going to end up with a bunch of extra of these, and it just becomes a really nice fail stacking tool, since it's just an item that you're going to end up with anyways sitting there and couldn't do anything else with. And you could also use it if that was the case, maybe for an alt if you wanted to, or whatever the case may be from there. As far as crafting the refined black energy residue, it's the Duvenkroon 5 right here can do it, and you can turn it in just right there, and you see it takes 25 of those black energy residues there. Aside from what else it takes to craft that weapon, you first have to make Hugel's Crimson Glives here, okay? And you can see the materials to create this. Well, we're just using the Glives as an example, since that's the one I have. 100 ferocious leather, 75 mystical cleaning oil, 150 abyssal brass ingots, and then 1 Dragon Slayer Crimson Glives blueprint. So the first 3 items can all be obtained pretty easily off the marketplace, no problem. They're all pretty cheap. You could create them yourself if you wanted to, or maybe you already have them laying around, but they're cheap on the marketplace, so you could just easily buy those and not a big deal. The Dragon Slayer Crimson Glives blueprint, in order to get the blueprint, you need to do a daily quest. So you can go see the blacksmith in Duvenkroon. You see where it is here. The blacksmith right here is Hugel. He has this quest. Now, the first time you talk to him, he's actually going to give you 7 blueprints, and then every day after that, you can return to him for a daily quest, and he'll only give you 1 after that. So he's going to give you initial 7 one time, and then after that, you're only going to get 1 each day. So you accept his quest, and he has a few requirements for it. The first thing he wants from you is he's trying to get his drank on, so he needs a beer. Okay, so you give him a beer. I had one in the inventory. Boom, great. Guess what else he wants? Now he wants 5 dark beer, and then after that, he's going to want a high-quality cup of wine, because my boy's trying to get crunk tonight. So you can head over to the little shoppy guy here, pick us up 5 dark beer, like so, and we'll grab 1 high-quality wine right here, and now we're ready to get drunk. Party at Hugel's house tonight. Here we go. So we give him the 5 dark beer, Here we go, high quality wine. He's nice and drunk, so he's ready to hand over. Now we're just getting 1 since we've completed the 7 quest. The very first time you do this, he will give you 7, and again 1 every single day after that. So once you've got your blueprint and you have your other materials that you needed to create as well for the first step of the weapon, let's scroll back down to it. So you've got that all set up. We got our 1 blueprint. We can get it crafted up and get into moving from there. In order to make the blueprint into, you can do it for any class. If you were doing Glives, I would need to actually right click it on my lawn so that it goes to the Glives. If you were doing it on Archer, for instance, log into your Archer, right click the bundle that Hugo gives you, and it'll make an Archer weapon from there. So craft that up, put those in, boom, you got the first step. Now the second step, that seemed pretty easy, I'm sure, and if it's your first time, you'll still have 6 of those left over. Now you need to create these materials here, and this is going to be a little bit bigger of an issue for you. So first of all, you need the Hugel's Crimson Glives like we just created there a second ago. We need 16 Hesed's Crystal, and we'll look at what that takes, and then we need 20 more Dragon Slayer Crimson Glives. So that means you need a total of 21 of those daily quests, giving you 7 the first time, and then it will take you 14 additional days in order to get enough of these blueprints to get all of them. Okay, so 7 at the first time, and then do it every day after that, 14 more days after the initial 7 quest, so that you get enough of the blueprints. That's not a big deal because in that time, you're going to have a hard time farming enough for the rest of these materials. Let's take a look at the Hesed's Crystal and what that takes, since it's the only other item that we need. You can see here that this takes 11 of the refined black energy residue, which is that first item we talked about. Okay, so you have to get 25 black energy residue to create 1 of these, and then you have to take 11 of these, and it'll create 1 of these, and you need to create 16 of these. What that results in is a total of 4,400 black energy residue, 4,400 black energy residue total, in order to make enough of these Hesed's crystals so that you can get that. Now, you've got a 15-day waiting period to get enough of the blueprints anyhow, so then you want to try and get the black energy residue as best you can. How can you do that? I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to go ahead and show you. There's a series of quests that we can do in the Dregan area that are pretty accessible. I'm going to show you the quick and simple ones to do. There are a couple more that we're not going to cover here, just because they're honestly not worth it. You could spend your time grinding just any of the lower areas here, and then and you'd be a little bit better off. So we're first going to do the Bloodwolf settlement. There's also some at Shira Ruins, and there's even one here that I'll show you right now in the actual town of Duvenkroon for a quick 3 black energy residue. It can get a little annoying, to be honest with you. When I was grinding this weapon, I didn't do it myself every single day because it's 3 black energy residue, and it's just kind of annoying to get done. At any rate, I'll show you if you want to get in on it. This guy right here, it's got a quest for you. He says he's missing his soldier bro. He went out with Hugo last night and got wasted on that high quality wine, so he wants you to go find his bro. No problem. We know where the drunks hang out, near Hugo, so we're just going to zip on past Big Daddy Hughes here. Oops. Right up the stairs. And you can see our marker's got him right there. Here's our drunk guy. Come on with me. There's no blood wolves. He was hallucinating then because he had a little too much drink. So now you got to bring him back over to your homeboy that gave us the quest in the first place. So he's going to follow you. If you do get out of range of him, like too far, it'll actually reset him. You have to go back and get him. So that can be a little bit annoying. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop it here so you don't have to wait on me. You literally just walk him all the way back to the guy we got the quest. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off to not waste time and pick up afterwards. Alright, so we finally got our drunk bro over here. He is now back to the soldier asking for him. So you can just turn it on in, and bada bing, bada boom, we get 300 contribution and 3 black energy residue. Just like that. Alright, so next stop, we're going to go head towards the Bloodwolf settlement. Where you want to go to, if you set your marker, is just behind these little rocks right here. So we want to head right on over there and pick up a couple more quests, and I'll show you those real quick here. Okay, once we made it over here, we've got 2 quests we're going to pick up for the Bloodwolf settlement. There's 4 total that we're going to do, but we're not going to start on them after these first 2. We want to grab all 4 and just kind of cover them all at once here. So that's the first one that you pick up there. You can see we're going to get a nice little black energy residue reward with it. And then this guy right here has the other one for this zone. And then before we go ahead and jump into those 2, you can see the quest objective. These guys are already up there. We're not too worried about it yet. There's actually 2 more quests we want to pick up first. And to get those, we're going to head to this little archway right up here. And let me zip on over there, and I'll show you where to grab those quests at. Alright, so we've arrived in the archway. So we just pick up these last 2 quests here and here. And now we're ready to jump into getting the quests on. All of them are just kill cactums. All right, so the longest of those 4 quests is going to be the killing 100 of the wolf pack. It's like kill 30, kill 100, kill 9 raiders. Basically, just clear out the 100 and you'll be done with all 4 of them by then. You can turn those 2 in to the same place you got them. The other 2 you could turn on the way back into town if you need to clear out your inventory, pick up your free contribution and your black energy residue, which is what we're here for that Dragon Slayer weapon. And then we're going to head on over to the next spot here. Next place is going to be Shira Ruins that has a pretty quick string of black energy residue. These ones are going to take just a little bit longer because one of the quests, the mobs you killed, is a higher number. So we're going to head towards the node manager. There is one. He's got 4 quests for us for black energy residue, and then we've got actually one at the entrance here to kill some spiders, which is pretty quick. So we'll stop over here, grab this one first, and we'll show you that. I'm going to head that way right now for you. Okay, so right here we've got Spider Bro, which has a pretty quick one for you. Just kill 10 of these little leaf tree spiders. They're actually on the opposite ends, on either end, I should say, of the swamp. So you may want to just go ahead and do this one. You can see on the mini-map they're right here. They're not in the center of Shira Ruins, which is where we're going to be grinding the rest of the mobs for it. So you may want to just go ahead and take care of it here while they're on the edges. They are also on the far side over here as well, anywhere along the tree line there, but not in the center around the node manager. So let's head on over to the node manager here. Grab the other ones. You can bring your horse actually straight up to the node manager, and it's actually a pretty good space there. He's got a little drop-off thing for it there. Of course, I left mine behind, but you get the idea. These are the tree spiders here. It's 10 of them. It's super, super fast for it, so you could just run through and do them, but I'm not going to do them right this second, so we can get this video not super long. Node manager is right in the center. There are Marnie stones for this area also if you plan on grinding it. This is actually a pretty good spot for grinding extra black energy residue outside of just the quests that we're doing. Reason for that is that the AP requirement's pretty low. The mobs die very, very easily. They're really, really low-end mobs as far as that goes, so it's not super hard to just burn through them. You could do the Blood Wolf settlement. The drops there are a little bit better since it does drop a Hoon crystal over there, which does not here. They both can drop the Eye of the Ruins ring, so the drops are pretty good for grinding in between the quests here. So we got 4 of these to accept. The other 3 of these you're going to finish like without trying, just killing mobs randomly. There's a kill 10. I'm actually maxed out of quests. Anyways, you grab all 4 of those. There's a kill 10 food storage, kill 10 huts. Then you have the Bronk killing thing. So swamp callers and broncs, 100 and the 200 broncs probably going to be your longest one, but it could also be these leaf keepers right here. Just because there's not as many of those, you have to kill 50 of those leaf keepers. There's the huts. They look like that, and then you have the food storage, which is these big guys right here. So basically you just make your way around, blow all this stuff up, make sure you get enough leaf keepers so you don't fall short on that one, and you'll finish this up in no time. Get yourself a little bit of extra black energy residue. So after you've completed that, you'll have a decent amount for the day, a little over 100 plus. It's going to depend on how close to 200 you are after doing that, just based on what kind of drops you got while you were grinding those quests. So then you need to make the decision of, do you want to just strictly stick to doing these daily quests, which is going to net you about, it's going to take you about 40 days or so worth of grinding this black energy residue, give or take a little with what you just randomly get off normal drops anywhere else you're grinding, or do you want to spend a little bit of time grinding in these zones either way? Like I said, Shira Ruins is probably what I recommend just because the mobs are very fast. The drop table is the same for the black energy residue at either space you go to, so that part's not going to matter. It's just that you're probably able to clear these a lot faster. If you have higher AP, you could probably burn through these, but honestly, if you have higher AP, you're probably not making the Dragon Slayer weapon in the first place, unless you do want it for fail stacks. After that, you're pretty much ready to roll with it. You just got to get 4,400 black energy residue to get that full amount to get it crafted. Get all your Hesed crystals then ready to go, and then the blue weapon that we made pretty quickly just off of those materials, slam them together into the Dragon Slayer weapon, and there you go, then you have it. Now the next step is going to be, obviously you get it at base, and if you want to use this to build fail stacks, you're going to be super worried about it, but just keep in mind you're going to need even more black energy residue built up in order to repair it as you're continuing to enhance it, putting it on low fail stacks to try and get a higher fail stack for whatever you need, or however it is that you want to use it, or maybe you just want to use it in general. Just keep in mind you do need to have them ready to go. So 4,400 to create it, and then it's going to take, obviously a larger amount in order to be able to repair it afterwards. So there you go. That is the Dragon Slayer weapon guide in comparison to Dandelion. Is the right weapon for you? You tell me. Are you using it for fail stacks? Let me know in the comments below. or if you just skipped it altogether because it is a little bit daunting with the large amount of black energy residue to the entry. Personally, in my experience, it's been great for fail stacking when I'm in an awkward position, you know, when we're doing like pen attempts on something and I'm in an awkward space for a fail stack I don't have and I'm just like a little bit short. You know, you can always reblath up to a 30 stack if I need to, but it's a little bit nicer having something where I can click it a couple times on a low end and it's not really ruining my memory fragment usage. So I've definitely found it useful. I'm not entirely sure it was as useful for the amount of time it took to get the thing, but whatever, I have it now, and you know, now I can use it however I want. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you like it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. We do guides and stuff like this all the time. We have weekly patch note recap videos. We do grind videos and silver breakdowns, so a lot of cool stuff on the channel, so make sure you check it out or share it along with your friends so that they can come by and check out the channel. If you want to see live streams, we do enhancing live streams where I do put that Dragon Slayer weapon to use every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern and Sundays at 1 p.m.-ish Eastern, depending on how much we drink Saturday night for what time it starts on Sunday. So if you want to check that out, the link to the Twitch page is in the description right below there, so feel free to jump on over, drop a follow so you get a notification when we do go live there. With that said, that is going to be it for this video. Everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.